I just got back from an amazing off-road adventure competition. Here's the full story.
I've got a super interesting video for you today because Land Rover said, "Hey Tommy, do you want to come out and participate in an off-road competition and adventure?" And I said, "Sure, that sounds great. What do I need to know?" And they said, "You need to know how to run, how to bike, and how to kayak, and you're gonna get super muddy." And I don't know how to do any of those things except get super muddy. But here I am, outside of Asheville with a bunch of tents, a team, and a fully kitted out Land Rover Defender 110. And in this video, I don't know, we're gonna run, bike, kayak, get super muddy, get super stuck, and see if we can win us a competition. But first, we gotta go get some dinner, and then get moved into some tents, and then listen to a presentation about how to survive tomorrow's activities.
Thanks to the Ronald McDonald House of Central Valley, you could win your very own sports car. As part of their annual fundraiser, they're giving away a 2021 Chevy Corvette C8 convertible. This one comes spec'd with the desirable Z51 performance package. They've also got a faithfully restored 1967 Corvette Stingray with a factory original 427 V8 and a 4-speed manual. Now go to rmhc-car.com or rmhc-car.com to enter the Ronald McDonald House of Central Valley giveaway today. And be sure to use the code TFLCAR, that's TFLCAR, to receive bonus entries.
Do you remember the Camel Trophy of the 1980s when Land Rover would drop off a group of Discoveries or Defenders into the most inhospitable parts of the world, and then groups from around the world would compete to see who was the best problem solver / off-roader / adventurer? Yeah, this is not that. But it's kind of a little tiny microscopic version of that same spirit. This is called Land Rover Trek, and what's going to happen is, over the course of a week, 70 dealers from around the country are going to participate in this off-road problem-solving navigation competition to see who is the best at conquering terrain. Now, before all this happens, Land Rover invited out a group of journalists / off-roaders / media folk to compete in our own wave of the exact same competition. And that's what we're going to do today. So let me show you this camp they set up for us because it's pretty interesting. Over here looks like we've got a campfire with these chairs set up, and then we've got these tents. And these are super cool tents. They say Land Rover Trek 21 on them, and they're labeled with our names. But you'll notice they're kind of in like little pods of 3 because we are going to be competing against each other in groups of 3. All right, welcome to my crib. So here we've got a sleeping bag, little air mattress they provided. I've got my backpack with my extra clothes because apparently we are going to get super, super wet tomorrow and kind of nasty and gnarly. And then of course the rain fly because, well, we might be hitting some rain. But yeah, that's just a quick tour. Got a vehicle there, got an old school Discovery 2 over there. Should be a pretty fun little trip. So I think we've got some presentations to listen to, figure out what they're going to train us up for, and then maybe, I don't know, s'mores or something? Literally totally lost out here, but I'm excited to see what Land Rover has in store because Land Rover, of course, are probably best known at this point for their super luxurious on-roaders that can also go off-road, but they're trying to prove with the Land Rover Trek that they still build some really cool stuff for some really gnarly terrain.
Good evening, everyone, and on behalf of Land Rover USA, we would like to welcome you to Trek 2021.
After a fantastic dinner, we listened to a few presentations and were given specific instructions on what we were about to do. Well, specific is kind of a broad word because what we were really given was a crudely drawn map, a compass, and a terrible little GPS unit. Now, throughout the map were hidden challenges that we were going to have to find and solve to earn points. We didn't know what the challenges were, though. They had kind of vague names like Rat Trap and Wide Load. We sat down as a team to plan the order of the challenges we were going to do in the morning, and the team included myself, Jeff Glucker, and Brian Dorr, and then we were given a full tour of the vehicle and everything inside the vehicle that might help us on the tasks in the morning. After that, it was just a matter of going to bed and waking up in the morning bright and early. Well, good morning. Started day 2. This is the real deal today. So you can see we are up here before dawn. After getting suited up in our uniforms, it was time for our 7:15 a.m. start.
here's what's gonna happen this morning. So at the bottom of the fence line, there's gonna be a couple instructors, and those instructors are gonna hand you another map. That map's gonna have all the information that you need on it to be able to find your vehicle. Woo! Good luck, everybody! Good morning, started.
How you doing, Brian?
You! Getting the morning started with a little bit of a run. Luckily, mostly downhill. About to go find our trucks. Excited.
They gave us another vague map with some coordinates that were wrong. At least that's what we're going with. But I've made them right in my mind. So I think we're on the right track now using this little handheld GPS unit. All right, we've been running along for about 25 minutes now. Oh yes, we found it, boys. Please be orange defenders. No time to cry. Yeah, baby.
Find on your map real quick.
You. All right, good work, guys. Guys, that was good teamwork right there.
It was. You're positive is the direction?
Yeah, I'm good.
This is our only chance to beat an Olympian, so we're gonna try really hard to do so. But they have three athletes on their team and a pro navigator.
And an entire camera crew.
Yeah, the camera crew, yeah.
They have drones.
The camera crew kind of tells us where to go sometimes. It's kind of nice.
Okay, quick pause here. One thing we need to make very clear. There are really two types of video you're watching right now. There's this type of video, which is all fancy and highly produced. This was a Land Rover photography team they had out there on the day we were competing, getting beautiful shots of people doing heroic stuff. And then there's this kind of video.
God damn it. Stuck in a thorn bush.
If it's not abundantly clear, I was trying to film and compete at the same time, so I'm sorry if some of the shots are a little garage bandy, but I was doing my very hardest to keep up with what the team was doing, but also document the story for you guys.
This is our ride for the day, the new Land Rover Defender. They are all numbered out of 70 because 70 dealers are going to show up here and actually go through the same thing, but they got Wrangler dirt track tires on them. They've got the snorkel, limb risers in the front, the accessory winch on the inside, fully kitted out with the seat covers, wireless winch control. There you can see they're numbered out of 70. Up top, recovery boards, extra tire, extra fuel, all the 9 yards.
The first challenge we arrived to was called Wide Load, a towing challenge. After a quick explanation, we gave it a go.
Brian and Jeff are hooking up the trailer, and then I've got this obstacle course I gotta traverse, and we shall see how it goes. Plenty of room over here. Oh, slow. Yeah. Right off the bat, the madman Brian already cutting cones. Well, we completed the first challenge, 44 minutes. So under the hour time mark, and then one penalty, which was my fault. I did hit a cone. But Brian did a great job. That was really tricky. Really, really tricky. So now we are out here at a bridge building competition.
We build it, then we drive the truck across with all 3 people in it with seatbelts on. Just one. Yeah. And then stop, disassemble the entire bridge, then go back into the truck, seatbelts on.
Yes.
And then the top.
And you're out of here.
Okay, perfect.
Got some puzzle pieces, got a bridge, got a Land Rover. Gotta put it together.
This task turned out pretty fun. We assembled the bridge in just under 13 minutes. I think we were the quickest team of the day.
All right, so the next challenge, it's the wheel change challenge.
We opted to use the factory scissor jack rather than the high lift on this activity, and well, due to some previous experiences,
G'day!
I'm quite familiar with this matter, and we got this done in no time.
So great time, I think. Was that the fastest time? Do we have?
I mean, they seemed impressed. So
They seemed impressed.
Yeah. I think we did an extremely good job, and we're definitely a top time. I don't know if it was the top.
Okay, I'll take it. So that was 12. Now we're going to 14, which is called Rat Trap.
10 o'clock, so we're okay. We've done 3. We're okay.
All right, oh, is this a challenge?
Right here.
Should be somewhere around here.
Yeah, buddy.
Ooh, it's gonna be a maneuverability thing.
Yeah.
This is rat trap, so basically there's a circle mapped out by these noodles. We go in,
that side.
we gotta turn the vehicle around.
Plenty on this side.
Fold the mirror, Brian, you may wanna fold the mirrors in.
This challenge turned out to be a real pain, and after 30 minutes of trying every idea we had to get ourselves out of this circle pointing the right direction, we ended up giving up.
Okay, so the rat trap was kind of a disaster. It was a real disaster, actually. We just couldn't figure out how to position the vehicle to get unstuck. So now we're at this one. It's called Locked In, and we're gonna figure out what this means.
All right, so welcome to Locked In. You're going to be locked in here for an hour if you don't get the clues.
In this task, we had to use our compass and handheld navigation to find various clues hidden around the forest. For me at least, it turned out pretty prickly.
All right, so for this challenge, we're given these clues. We gotta come up with a password so we can leave this pen. Now, I was given the task of using this garbage little GPS to figure out where we are supposed to go. And it really is garbage. But I found the clue. The word was break. I'm so torn up right now. Legs are bleeding. Walking through the nettles. Stuck in a thorn bush. God damn it. I got it! It's break! Next up, we were able to work our way through the thorn bushes.
Getting from challenge to challenge was one of the biggest challenges as we were navigating a maze of trails and wooded lanes, and the real MVP from a navigation standpoint was Onyx Off-Road. You see, the Land Rover guy said we could use any tools available to us, so Google Maps, Apple Maps, anything we had on our phone. Now I had Onyx downloaded on my phone with the map pre-downloaded ahead of time, at least the overhead downward looking view of the location, and then this allowed us to save waypoints. It also allowed us to leave these little breadcrumbs so we could find our way to and from tasks. Super helpful. The next challenge was all about Land Rover and Range Rover history. We had to match these pictures to the internal model designation codes. I thought it was super interesting, but it makes for some pretty boring YouTube.
This is a classic. That's a long wheelbase. I think you're best off putting Range Rover Classic on this.
What's that then?
It's a short wheelbase version of the same
Yeah,
car.
but why would Range Rover Classic be?
Because didn't they change the name to Classic when they launched the P38?
From there, it was a sprint to the next challenge, which involved winching the Land Rover up about a 30-degree hill backwards using nothing but a high lift jack and some ropes. To be honest with you, this clip was so full of expletives, I'm just gonna run the stock footage. You can see another team heroically tackling the same task. I promise we didn't look as good as they did. The final test was a team challenge. We had to winch a tire up an arch using two defenders, so we actually teamed up with another group. Working together, we had to keep the tire in the middle of the track. We crushed this one with the other team, and from there, it was just a mad dash to the finish line so we could make the 1:30 deadline.
Great job, guys.
Our victory lights on.
Next up, it was picture time and then the results. And as it turns out, we made the podium.
That puts us down to two teams. So in second place, with 164 points,
That's a lot of points.
and in first place with 221 points. So there's a pretty good gap there, all right, between first and second, all right. So that means that in first place with 221 points is No Time to Cry, and that means that Rocky Road.
That's right, our team took first place, and this is the one and only time I think I'll ever be able to beat an Olympian, Lindsey Vonn. I got to shake her hand. It was a pretty special moment.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Wow.
Oh, yes. Look at this thing. It's so big it doesn't fit in the GoPro screen.
The Land Rover Defender performed beautifully all day. It was more than capable of tackling the woods here in South Carolina. We went up and down some pretty steep hills, went through some water crossings, and overall it was a huge amount of fun and actually pretty impressive off-road.
All right, so first place out of 6 teams. We scored 220 points. The second place, which was Lindsey Vonn's team, scored 160 something. What a blast of a day. Absolutely fantastic. I am filthy, but we came in first. And now, oh my God, just gonna go have a nice dinner and go to bed and hopefully do it again next year. Big thank you to Jeff Glucker and Brian for helping me out on this video. We'll see you guys next time.